Partying is weakness for the soul, my friend, so I try and avoid it.
That's a clip of Conor McGregor, months before his ascendancy to featherweight glory. So how is it just years later that he lies as a shell of his former self? With the gravest of sins coming back to haunt him. A self-fulfilling prophecy, a man destined to rise and inevitably fall. This is how Conor McGregor destroyed his reputation.
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, Rubber 12, it will happen.
UFC star Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's rape trial has come to a conclusion, and it's bad news for him.
Do you have any reaction or apology to the women at the centre of this?
Conor looks extremely loose, and Aldo looks like he's feeling the pressure of this moment. Smiling. Oh! He slapped him! Conor McGregor is the new UFC featherweight champion of the world! Oh, unbelievable! New, undisputed featherweight champion of the world, Conor McGregor.
The man who had everything. 2015 marked the year Conor McGregor ascended to combat sports godhood, manifesting victory and slaying the king of Rio, Jose Aldo. Everything Conor said he would go on to achieve and more.
I already carry myself like I'm a world champion. I already speak like I'm a world champion. This is prize fighting. I'm in it to get rich, fast, and then I'm in it to get out. The one thing I thought there and then when I was maybe 15, 16 years of age was, I can beat these people. I always thought I was better.
There's video of him. That's Conor pretending to be Aldo, and this is him. Bam.
The words spoken in the moments afterwards and beyond showed a man calm and humble in victory. A code not just fighters but men should strive to be in life. For in those duels against great warriors, respect lay amidst the bravado and showmanship. After the dust settling, each time a line of morality drawn in the sand. That same pattern would follow, come an eventual super fight with lightweight king Eddie Alvarez at 205. A chance to make history as the first simultaneous double champion. The swaggering antics were par for the course, but the end result, far, far from it.
Here we go! He got 2,000 tags. He's home. Can he finish it right here, right now?
I remember being on my butt, and I was like, wow, that was quick. Whatever that was, it was fast.
Pop back up. Big shot. Well, he hurt him bad, Mike. He delivers another big left. Oh, wow. Look at this. Really?
One guy looked like he was from Mars. The other guy looked like he was just a normal dude trying to figure it out.
Eddie, the moment he got hit, was like, what the fuck?
Alvarez getting loose, getting better here in this round, though.
Oh, man. Until that. Oh, he's done. He's done. It is all over. History has been made. Conor McGregor is the UFC lightweight champion. What a performance.
Those victories were in the moment, legacy-defining, endorphin-inducing, the peak of the mountain. But that was exactly the problem. Unknowingly, psychological seeds had been planted, pushing an already brash ego onto an unsustainable path that would only conclude in self-destruction. The final twist of fate to seal that path would be the allure of a super fight not fought inside of those 8-cage walls, but fought roped against Floyd Money Mayweather.
The reigning, defending, 155-pound champion of the UFC, the notorious Conor McGregor!
When I count to 3, I want everyone in this arena to scream at the top of your lungs, F*** the Mayweathers. 1, 2, 3, F*** the Mayweathers.
Billed as combat sports' biggest ever jewel, there was no moniker more fitting. Both men to be handsomely paid come a night of fisticuffs, and though it was Floyd who left the arena as the victor, going in there was no stock for McGregor to even lose, and his star power would reach where no MMA fighter had ever gone before.
The check is all right. The check's not bad. Very good.
That cursed fight against Mayweather had granted untold riches. Whilst victories against Aldo and then Alvarez would cement his fighting legacy, that jewel inside of the squared circle would seal his monetary one. The revenues of which had opened up new doors, ones even the dreaming version of Conor without a dollar to his name could scarcely imagine. A whiskey company forged and further desires sated. The high life beckoned, and and would swallow him whole as the MMA world moved onwards. For the mind of a UFC champion, there must always be a new high to chase. And when there are none left to conquer outside of crude stimulation and cheap thrills, one is easily driven to madness. Eventually for Conor though, a fighting high would be found. One last chance to get that fix of adrenaline and put his combat sports credibility back in good standing. But it would take a duel of epic proportions, fueled by bad blood, to motivate him. And come a fateful encounter with a fellow teammate, one man would ignite the spark.
But what is the backstory behind the dispute between these guys?
So there's a guy named Artem who is Conor's best friend. He's from Russia.
This guy talk shit about me.
Но один чемпион и выйдет несмотря ни на что, а другой секунд будет сниматься каждый раз. Так ему оплюх на улице где-нибудь, если попадется, могу надавать без проблем.
I catch him. I ask him, hey. You wanna say something in front of my face? Say now.
Let me know, and that's it. For you, this one for Conor, like this.
Conor fueled up the G650 and loaded it up with Irish guys. They flew to New York and attacked the bus that he was on. Go to jail, don't you
What the fuck? Fucking pussies!
Just tell me where, and that's it. Why you need come here? Show up like you wanna fight or something like this. Send me a message, hey, come here, this place, and that's it.
The fight is done. October, Las Vegas. It's on, ladies and gentlemen.
You talk the big game, now I'm here. Here's my location, you little fool. Right in front of you. Do something about it. I am going to truly love putting a bad beating on this little glass jaw rat. I don't give a fuck about him. My heart is black towards this man, towards his team, towards his people. Fuck peace. There will never be peace here. I always say you should aim for peace. But if you can't aim for peace, aim between the eyes. And that's it. I'm gonna aim right between that man's eyes. And this is never over.
McGregor had in that build descended fully onto madness. The lines of morality long blurred, his actions had overstepped every boundary. And yet, at the end of it all, he simply didn't care. A scorched earth mentality, Conor was all in. An admirable accolade to some, shameful to others. But the beauty of the fight game is that through every word uttered, all of it comes to the surface when gloves are wrapped and buffer bellows.
Wherever you are in the world tonight, one way or another, we will all witness a piece of UFC history. The king is back.
Face right at time, no range at all. They're just sitting there punching, exchanging.
Oh! Massive right from Nurmagomedov!
And on the ground, he just got mauled.
They know what he wants to do. They can't stop him.
There's the choke.
He's got it. It's under the neck.
There's the tap. Still undisputed. Khabib Nurmagomedov has finished Conor McGregor tonight.
Though Conor in his past was no stranger to loss inside of the cage, it was this bout at UFC 229 that would strike the soul and seal his fate forevermore. For being the notorious, the cultivated figure made for those moments under the bright lights, losing on quite literally the UFC's biggest ever stage was a reality he simply couldn't face, even if initial reactions said otherwise.
I mean, after the shots you took when the kid jumped in.
I fuck about that.
Huh?
I don't give a balls about that. Those handbags.
Yeah. I didn't see Khabib jumping over that. I didn't see that coming.
Who cares about that? That's handbags. So here comes B. And that's that. Speak where it matters, let's see. End off, who cares about I need all the shit.
For that response was nothing more than a facade, a stoic mask for the real man underneath, who left the arena that night mentally broken. The void left by the Nurmagomedov clan, combined with an evident entourage of yes men and enablers, McGregor was spiraling to the utmost degree, becoming someone bitter and full of hate.
When he threw that guy's phone down the ground and stomped it in Miami.
Conor McGregor allegedly broke a phone that belonged to a man who wanted to take a picture with him.
Conor McGregor, he's just losing it right now. It feels like he's lost it.
You're in a pub and you're offering a fucking shot to an old guy and he probably tells you your whiskey's shit. You don't punch him in the fucking face.
He's got like $100 million in the bank. He still wants to fight people, still smacking people at bars.
He goes out on the piss, tells stories about how he used to be this, that and the other. He's basically become that 50-year-old guy at the bar while he's still in his 30s.
That's not the attitude or the behavior of a leader, of a martial artist, of a champion. So I must get my head screwed on and just get back in the game and fight for redemption, retribution, respect, the things that made me the man I am, and that's what I will do.
Khabib in the build and bowed long ago had left psychological scars that would never truly heal, and Conor would resort to cheap below-the-belt tactics that would temporarily sate him and only him. Perhaps in a crude attempt to bring his former adversary out of retirement, these words spouted in drunken stupors would do more damage to his reputation than any punch or choke.
But I think he took things a little too far with talking about Khabib's father, after him passing.
Khabib sent a message directly to Dustin Poirier on something known as Twitter that said, "Good always defeats evil." Conor responded to it, saying, so COVID was good and father was evil because Khabib's father passed away of COVID. That is beyond...
You can't say that. You can't say a thing like this.
Only evil can talk about your father, like wife, kids, religion. Like, if you're normal, like human, you're never gonna talk about this stuff, My dad was like different level, about like this situation. He always his heart was so clean,
На самом деле его простили?
Да.
Абсолютно.
Понимаете,
За те оскорбления.
Нет, это все в прошлом. Нельзя останавливаться, жизнь продолжается. И наша религия должна показать милосердие не на словах, а на деле. Если он приедет, вы увидите то же самое. Примем его как дорогого гостя.
An over-reliance on the drink and drugs was now clear. This inebriated version of the Notorious was perhaps the one hiding all along, the true man behind the mask. It truly is a doomed tale we've heard before, for the mindset of a combat sports champion is one that never wavers on the come-up. Grave sacrifices are made to reach the ultimate prize. And for that small moment of catharsis, comes a psyche now void of any ambition.
I've lost my mind doing this game, yeah? Like Vincent van Gogh, he dedicated his life to his art and lost his mind in the process. That's happened to me. But fuck it, when that gold belt was around my waist, when my mother has a big mansion, when my girlfriend has a different car for every day of the week, when my kids have everything they ever want, then it will pay. Then I'm happy I lost my mind.
Perhaps in a feeble attempt to sate those inner demons and addictions the only way he knew how, McGregor would return to the octagon, Donald Cerrone his adversary. By most, a duel considered a layup. There may well have been an ulterior motive in donning the gloves once more. Not just to salvage his sanity as mentioned, but to restore what was left of his fighting reputation. To do so would require donning a mask once more, this time one new. A literal antithesis to the motivated McGregor that many fell in love with. Conor's new persona outside of the cage was a facade of family values, honor and respect.
I turned over a new leaf, although I feel I'm still the same young man, but I definitely feel re-energized and refreshed. It's hard not to respect Donald right now at this stage, and he has my respect. And although there will be blood spilled on January 18th, it will not be bad blood.
The tension in this building is undescribable. If you're not here, I'd imagine around the world as you're watching, it feels pretty tense wherever you may be. Donald Cowboy Cerrone, it is all in front of him here tonight as he tries to spring the upset against the prohibitive favorite, former two-division champion, the notorious Conor McGregor. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Modelo. Early head kick from McGregor. Cerrone covering up. Too easy.
Etch my name in history one more time for the Irish people, for me man back home. I look at the bits man coming on with a win.
For all that had been said and done, Conor was still the face of the fight game, and this newfound persona and subsequent performance would help to diminish previous crimes in the eyes of many. It was a character he would carry forward into his next duel against former foe Dustin Poirier, but against greater, more skilled competition, the nice guy facade would only weaken his resolve. The Diamond was a man stoic, hungry, chasing the riches Conor had claimed once before. And in contrast, McGregor, though he wouldn't show it, was still reeling from the years of substance abuse and the gluttonous lifestyle.
Well, once you get to that level, man, it's just, you're not getting up and getting punched in the face every day anymore.
What's that Marvin Hagler quote about it's hard to get up at 5 in the and go running when you're sleeping in silk sheets?
Yeah. I don't care how good you are in anything. You don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline, because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
The competitive fire is still in me, and like I said, I will regroup and adjust and
and come back. You know, I've done it before and I'll do it again.
At the top level, corners simply cannot be cut, and McGregor knew that better than most. But through every dollar made, bottle of champagne popped, that fighting hunger left him bit by bit until there was nothing more. He just simply couldn't admit it. And that would show come the trilogy bout, as any crude attempts of chucking away this new mask in favor of his old persona would do little to mentally sway his opponent. The word spat, now all without venom, and the same to be said of every strike landed.
I was boxing the bleeding head off him, kicking the bleeding leg off him. Usual dive to close the distance. This is not over. If we had to take this outside with him, it's all outside. We don't give a bollocks.
Amidst a growing list of transgressions inside and out of the cage, another would come to the fore, one not ignited by an adversary nor stranger, instead a friend now former. Artem Lobov, who unknowingly set off that legendary feud with Khabib so long ago, was now taking stance against McGregor. Not in the cage, but in the courtroom.
Conor is now being sued by his old friend, Artem Lobov.
Artem is a waffler, na 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 na, hey, na 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 na, hey.
It's over the whiskey deal, Proper 12. And Artem is suing Conor, and there was a percentage. I think it was
5% of the... That's fucked.
The rights and wrongs in this instance grayer than most, perhaps. But Conor's previous track record since reaching the summit of mixed martial arts would do little to court public opinion. His reputation hit with yet another blemish, and many more to come. But none would compare to his sins that would finally come to the surface soon after.
Conor McGregor was found civilly liable for assault of Nikita Hand.
This has been coming for Conor McGregor. This is one of several accusations of several different crimes that Conor McGregor has been alleged of in the last 5 years.
Mr. McGregor, you're a devious coward is how he was described in court. Do you have any reaction or apology to the women at the centre of this?
With money and fame, many high-profile individuals were able to shed their old skin, brush under the rug any previous transgressions. Conor had done so up to a point, but these allegations, first lodged in 2019, had finally gone to court. In a post-Me Too movement world, such crimes rightfully hold far more weight than most, and not even Conor's reputation as the face of the fight game could save him.
I want to show Freya and every other girl and boy that you can stand up for yourself if something happens to you, no matter who the person is, and justice will be served. To all the victims of assault, I hope my story is a reminder that no matter how afraid you might be, speak up, you have a voice, and keep on fighting for justice.
Found liable in a civil case, the payout was a drop in the ocean of Conor's vast wealth, but the damage to his reputation, unmistakable. The accuser's house being broken into by masked assailants only months prior could well be an indicator of Conor's shady links to the Kinahan clan, an infamous crime family operating out of Ireland. But that is a tale for another day, one that may fully come to light soon enough. Branded with that namesake forevermore, where is it now that Conor McGregor goes next? Long have we heard of empty threats and promises, taunting the kings of today and tomorrow.
There's no one doing it like me, nobody.
But they all mean little. Once the king of kings, the face of the fight game, the Irishman was now the boy who cried wolf, even his most staunch defenders finally going against him. There will be cries of conspiracy and desperate appeals from McGregor's camp in the decision's wake, but the jury and public have made up their decision. Conor's house of cards is finally collapsing. Purged from promotional material for his old company, erased from video game cameo appearances, this, I dare say, is only the tip of the iceberg. Some would say money and fame had changed him. I'd argue it simply unveiled and enabled the man that had always been there.